Day 26. This one's a little different, but it is something that comes up frequently. In my opinion, we all have a different vision and view of this word. It's a big deal. It will impact your life. Now, here's the reason that I want to talk about this, because all of a sudden, if I go back 7 years in time from the year 2024, let me just go back to the year 2020. In the year 2020 to now in 2024, because of the advancements in technology, our life expectancy is significantly longer. It is. We are now going to see the world of 140. It'll be 160. It's coming quick where we will live longer. We will need to produce longer. So how long can I be a clerk at a grocery store? Could I do that my whole life? Sure. Do I need to? No. I could slowly get an education in this that I love over time, and I could start doing this. Being in the lending world, you have to ask about a person's history. How much money do they make? How long have they been at their job? What is their career? Where have they been the past 3 years? Things of that nature. And it surprised me where I've seen someone at a job 20 years making right at about minimum wage. 20 years. You could have picked up, so many things you could have learned, could have done in whatever that you love to do, and you could be over there doing that probably for the same amount of money. I don't care what it is. If you love trees, you could be working in a place that sells trees, grows trees, whatever. I mean, you could just... And this person, they worked at a dog food company. It was a small town where that's pretty much what ran the town. And maybe he loved the people there. Maybe it was like a family to him. Maybe his family did work there. Maybe. So there's two sides. I'm not always saying that everybody needs to go get more money always, that's always most important. What I am saying, as we know, is I would love for you to be over closer to your passion. And so that's why today we're going to talk about education. We're going to put education in a can, but let's open it up and just see what that looks like. Now, I would argue, and I've said this before, that most people that went through the public system, or even if you were put through a private system, didn't enjoy it. At that time in my life, did I enjoy being pushed into English class? I was not good at that. Nope. Biology, Chemistry, nope. I did horrible all the way up to junior college. Scholastics, not my thing. I wanted to be out doing stuff. I wanted to be at the beach, or I wanted to be riding my bike. I wanted to be anywhere but sitting in a class doing one thing. Not my thing. I was just not mature enough to do that. So I had a bad taste for education up until the moment when I had a giant carrot put in front of me and they say, hey, if you do this, you'll get this. And so yes, that changed everything, right? It's circumstantial. So in your life, your education level can directly affect what jobs you can get or what world you can create by what you know. Can you just today go set up a bank for a company? A lot of background you need to know for financing, even just setting up the company itself, setting up all the licenses, doing everything, setting up investors, lines of credit. There's a lot of things back there that you got to learn, and a lot of vernacular you have to learn in finance and accounting and things you need to know. So if you were going to go down that world, it would help you to have an education or a higher education to get there. So what led to this discussion is I do frequently get asked if I thought the education was worth it. So I do have my undergraduate degrees, I have my MBA, and I'm seeking my PhD, and they just want to know, is it worth it? So there's two sides to that. And it's the reason that I even got my degree in cybersecurity was in my world, what's my end game? What's my dream? I want to build artificial intelligence that helps people through transitions, right? It helps them through their good times and it helps them through their valleys to see the mountain so that they have someone there and they're not alone, they're used to communicating with them. And I've been working on that for a long time. This is actually a part of that. So in that universe, when I used to create front-end systems for banks and sell them to banks, the whole first part of the conversation, and for any system, is security. If you can't secure that system, it's worthless. It's just a big open hole. It's going to cause problems. So moving any data, you have to worry about security. And that was the first part of any conversation. I had to have my security expert. I have to have my security team on the back end for anything that we built. Building it was easy, very easy. Securing it was not. So that's why I went all in and I got my MBA in cybersecurity. Was it extremely difficult? Yes. That was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And that's because, I have a math background, and it's still, in my opinion, let's say I'm of age where I'm leaving high school and I'm expected to go to a college. Let's just put that on its own. Besides what I'm going to be learning there, will I learn a lot about life, about leaving home, and now lightly being responsible for myself, being responsible for where I need to be, washing my clothes, making sure I have food, things of that nature? Yes. That would be a nice way to go ahead and segue from parent life to being out on my own. And then hopefully I learn a couple of things, and then I can kind of see going out there and getting into the workforce. Maybe I'm already working on my passions as well. And maybe I go directly into my passions. That'd be cool, or doing both. But it is a nice, I'm gonna call it a buffer, to get from living under your parents' roof to living out on your own a little more confidently, where you're seeking guidance and you're seeking to get better. And that's a plan. So hopefully when you get out there on your own, you continue to grow. Like we're doing here, you continue. That would be nice. Is everybody's instance like that? No, not at all. A lot of people just go to school online, just stay at your parents' house. So I know a lot of that is changing right now live. It is. So there is that side of education. If you find yourself in that instance where you are able to go off and get that relationship, get that people-to-people understanding and grow that way, awesome. Do you need to go out and get an education to go into the workforce? No, you can certainly go in and work yourself up. I've seen plenty of high-level professionals that do that. But as we both know, if I want to be a doctor, if I want to be an engineer, if I want to get something where I have to have a license and make a significant amount of money in that industry, more than likely that's going to help. It is not entirely necessary. Just know that right out of high school, if you don't have a spouse and if you don't have children and life is easy to navigate where you want to go, would it be time well spent gaining some skills? Yes. Gaining some high-level skills that'll be respected for the rest of your life? Yes. So let's say from years, I'm 50 years old. Let's say from age 55 through age 120, I am called Dr. Hasso. Ooh, okay. And he's done some stuff. He's written some books. He's built all these institutions. He's helped all these people. Okay. But let's say I didn't get any of my education. Is it going to stop me? No, certainly not. There's just going to be a lot of gaps in what I'm trying to do because I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the vernacular. I don't have the words. Hopefully I picked them up in what I did and who I worked with, but there could be this whole area here that I didn't even know about, and I don't even know how it works. So I'm going to be at a disadvantage as I go. This is the reason I go through so many books. For as young as I am, a lot of people's belief 20 years ago was once you're 50, hey, the end of the road's right there. You don't need to try anymore. You can just flip the things, drive through, pick up some soda. The end is near. That's not so anymore. So I will tell you, besides the relationship side, in your world now, there's one other thing that education did give me, and I've spoken about this before. It did let me know that even though I had my family, I had my 9-to-5 where I was working very, very hard, I was still able to sit down, concentrate, and get my MBA. I was still able to produce significantly more than I had the years before in that time period. And the light came on, and it showed me that I could, and I did have time to do this, and so much more. I could create and give on a significant level and help change lives and help make it so that people didn't feel alone. I could do that, and I'm here. It also showed me that my family would support me and they would be okay when I was doing that. My wife does support me wholeheartedly. I'm lucky. I'm that rare guy. I'm madly in love with my wife. My wife is amazing. Our 12 years together, best time of my life, hands down. And I support her in what she does wholeheartedly, no limits at all. Especially because a lot of times she lives in her passion, which is amazing. It's beautiful to see. And that's what we all do. She lets me live in my passion, helping people. She lives in her passion, riding horses and helping other people on horses and we're living happily ever after. And I want to get you there. So educational for the experience itself. Do I think gathering skills is a big deal? Yes, in what you're doing, right? Right now there's a class at MIT that I want to take, and they're starting to do that. They're starting to offer up just classes where you don't necessarily have to go get in the school. They want to sell education. So why wouldn't they just sell me a class that I need? And at this school, and at this school. And I know two people right now that are very young, they're 17, and that's how they're approaching school. No, they have the means to pay to go wherever they want, but they're going to take so many classes from this university, so many classes from that university and here, and they're going to build their own curated education, which I believe in the future, companies will dictate the classes they feel that a person should take to work there. So it's the companies dictating what education should be, not the universities that have kind of a disconnect there, just because that's the way it used to be. I don't need to go over there and over-index on Hamlet if that's not going to be anything to do with my profession, or it has nothing to do with what I enjoy. You don't need to force it down my throat if that's not what I want. Maybe I'm not ready for Hamlet until I'm 50, 60, 70 years old. And then I'm at the point where I'm enlightened enough to enjoy it. But if I'm not ready for it, I don't need to have that. I can over-index on what I do want to do. I do want to be over here. Teach me the things I do need to learn so I can go and do that now and move on and grow. Don't stand in my way. Don't make it so that there's hurdles in my way and I just stop it altogether. And then I believe I can't do anything. And then I go this way, not to make this sound negative, and then I just stay at the grocery store as a clerk because I couldn't get through Hamlet. And I just crushed my dreams. And I'm done. That will happen to some people. Absolutely. Yes, it will. It doesn't need to be. Okay, recap. Education. If you need the skills, get the skills. Getting skills, getting a title to be in your world and grow, to maybe even bridge you over easily to what your passion is, awesome, I'm all in. To test the waters, to see if your surroundings and what you have inside of you, if you're at that level, to really step out there and give it everything you have to go. So you want to go get your MBA in X, Y, and Z to help you go build a giant business in your passion? Go for it. It'll be awesome. It'll let you know what it's going to be like when you're letting go of the 9-to-5 and you're grabbing onto your passion to transition over. You'll be able to test yourself. You'll be able to show yourself that you can do it. It'll give you so much more confidence to get out there. And it'll test everything else around you. And that's awesome. So, action items. Is this a thing for you? Just give it a little bit of thought. I encourage you to please just sit and think. Please. Something that we don't currently do. We just get on our phones and do stuff. I'm not saying that you don't think. Please just sit there, pen and paper, blank paper, and just think about education. Just think about skills. Write down a few skills that you'd like to have. Do a little bit of research in the industry you want to be in. See what skills are needed. See what systems are there. Like Udemy, U-D-E-M-Y. I have bought over 120 classes from them. I was doing that before I was into books. I was buying classes like crazy. Then I got into books and classes. I've always wanted to know, to fill in the gaps, to be better and better and better. And it's helped me dramatically. It really, really, really has. All right, say it with me. Come on. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better, and better and better, and better and better. Say it with me. I am amazing. There is greatness in me. Because there is. You know, I've had to say this a million times. I got this. Come on. Say it with me. I got this. There you go. All right. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.